Welcome to a new episode of Silver Market Analysis with Smart Stock Trading. Nasdaq is down by 0.86%. It looks like the long-term trend of Nasdaq is like bullish at this moment. It is in overbought state. S&P 500, that's also in overbought territory. From October 2022, it gained quite a bit, around 25%. Today alone is down by 0.22%. TSX Composite Index is down by 0.02%. By looking at the chart, we are seeing that is still the price are settling down towards oversold territory, but we can't exactly tell how is it going to behave and when is it going to be bouncing back. But yeah, anyway, it is still in the downtrend mode. Bitcoin has made a big jump today. Alone, it made a gain of $1,742 and is higher by 6.5%. So today's gain is like $1,764. Look at here. Last week it hit 200-day moving average, and now it looks like it's trying to come out of this oversold state, which is relative strength index indicator is trying to come out of this oversold area. So it's like weekly behavior. So weekly candle is green, which means that we can see more uptrend. It's a good sign that it's recovering from its low point earlier this month. Gold is also in oversold area, but we have to see if it's going to bounce back from this point of $1,935 range. I hope that it's going to recover from this point, but we still need to see. And then last but not the least, we have this silver, and we have been talking about silver market. I have a great interest in this sector, but since 2020, when it saw its peak in August 2020, close to $30, it hasn't been able to break this $30 range. It was trending down from that point. There were like zigzag, there were like big bumps in the price, but the overall trend has been down since August 2020. In September 2022, it hit $17 range. It's trying to hit this downward resistance line. It has hit that line several times, but this year in April, it broke the resistance of $25 and it reached a high of $26 in April, and then tested that value again in May, but couldn't sustain that because the price, I have spoken about this before, and other people also talk about this, that the price is being manipulated because governments and big banks are trying to accumulate silver and gold at the lowest possible price. And there was an article about that too. The article that was published in May, that central bank gold buying sets first quarter record, and it was saying that according to the World Gold Council, there are two main drivers behind central bank gold buying: its performance during times of crisis and its role as long-term store of value. So big banks are trying to accumulate, and even governments. Okay, even though gold is not, we have been hearing that their gold standard will come back. A lot of countries have started, accumulating gold and trying to depart from the paper money. This article also says that China has officially increased its gold reserve by 58 tons in Q1. China officially increased its gold reserve by 58 tons in Q1. Since recommencing reports of purchase in November 2022, the People's Bank of China has added 120 tons of its official gold holdings. So China is a big accumulator of gold. Also, Turkey is a big buyer of gold. So, the Reserve Bank of India added 7 tons in Q1 with 795 tons. India ranks the ninth largest gold holding country in the world, and I think China is also on the top of the list of the countries which hold the highest amount of gold. That's why we can see that gold price has been staying quite stable. So the gold is staying above $1,900 because this is huge. There is huge demand for gold. Silver has the same tendency. Silver is also considered as a safe haven asset because when people lose trust on paper money, they are trying to find a better alternative to invest money, and these gold and silver have proven to be as an assets for wealth preservation, and that's why there is a huge demand of silver. And with silver, we know this fact that is being used in industry a lot. There is heavy uses of silver in electric cars and other semiconductor industry. There is a huge industrial demand of silver, whereas the supply is very thin. For that reason, the silver price should be much higher than its current trading price. It's not going up the way it should be. It is being manipulated like gold. Both gold and silver, their value should be much higher than their current market price. Okay. That being said, we think that by looking at the chart, it's going to rebound soon. So this is the trend line that I drew from the last two higher lows. So it seems to me that is going to bounce back from this point, but we never know for sure because sometimes there are sudden market surges which can push the price much lower or much higher than our expectation. So it's still in the downward trend. We have to keep watching this. As I spoke before, with silver, we have this tendency that when the silver price are up or down in both direction is very volatile. The stocks of silver and like mining stocks, gold and silver, both gold and silver, they increase in price. They are leveraged assets related to the price of silver, so you can expect multiple times gains in silver stocks, but when it goes down also very sharply. So what I have noticed that silver stocks with this price of silver, even though silver seems to be staying pretty well, but silver stocks are not doing that great, and most of the stocks that I have hold in my portfolio, all those stocks are much lower than their recent highs this year or the year before. Currently they are so cheap, and I advise generally that when the price are going down is people who are already holding them, I mean, they should try to resist their urge to sell, because you can sell at loss, but then when the market recovers and there is huge movements in market, you lose the chance to capture that gain. Okay, and that's why it's not advisable. So the best strategy is to accumulate when the prices are low. Okay, and find companies that have great assets, great management teams, and have plenty of funds available to continue to pursue their projects. And so when you have to do research before picking a stocks. Just don't go by somebody's recommendation. Just do your own research before picking any stocks. So that's what I do all the time. So what I am saying that a lot of stocks are trading much cheaper than their fair value. So most of the stocks in the silver sector are undervalued. So what is mean that it's a good time to accumulate when they are very cheap, because once the silver price recovers, the stocks will also recover, and there will be a mania to buy the stocks, and then you will not be able to catch the price. Okay, so the company I am talking about is called Vizsla Silver Corp, and I am following this company since 2018 and bought share back then below 20 cent, I think between 10 to 20 cent. I don't exactly remember the price. That was basically based on their excellent drilling results. They had high grade discoveries, and that's why I was interested in buying shares. First thing I would clarify that I'm not in any ways affiliated or doing any promotion for this company. It's just in order to demonstrate that if you do due diligence, if you research about a company, before buying shares of that company, it pays off. Okay, and if you plan to hold for a long term, but sometime even in short span of time, company suddenly discover something, especially with exploration companies, so they get great results and share skyrocket. And it has happened several other companies that I was following and I'm still following. So Vizsla Silver Corp is listed at TSX Venture Exchange under the symbol VZLA, and also at New York Stock Exchange with the same symbol. The company's flagship project is located in Sinaloa, Mexico. They have 100% ownership of that project. Vizsla has completed around 25,000 meters drilling at Panuco project. Currently, they have mineral resources of 104.8 million ounce silver equivalent, and then inferred resource of 114.1 million ounce silver equivalent. And they updated this mineral resource estimate in January 2003. So until like June, the shares were trading below 50 cents, as you can see here in the chart. At the beginning of 2020, it went to 90 cents range because of their good drilling result, and also they have proven resources. During COVID-19, even though it was such a good company, the stock price went down from 90 cents to around like 25 cents, and then it recovered from that point. It started recovering from that point. Then at some point it got huge interest from big investors. They secured financing from well-known investors. Eric Sprott, which is this news, they secured bought deal financing, private placement, 25 million. Eric Sprott also purchased 10 million of the offering, and at that time he was owning 11.3% of the issued and outstanding shares of the company. When a company get attention from big investors, this is what happens. That's why you need to do research before investing in a company. This is the company which I hold for a long time. I have done trading of this stock on other stocks too, but this is what I'm trying to show you here, that in like early 2018-2019 the stock were in the 10 cents range, and then now look at the price. It traded as high as $3.5, and then currently it's like $1.60, close to 59 cents. So even this one has like a potential. So if somebody buys at this price point, it has a potential to double at least from its current price. But my point is that when you find a stock when nobody is interested in buying and not many people know about the stock, and you buy at very low price, you have a huge potential to make a lot of money if you keep holding it. So the key is to find stocks that are undervalued. Okay, and when you are able to find a stock that are undervalued, and you are ready to accept that it can go down from your purchase price, and let it stay stay invested in that stock for a long time, then you are going to make huge gains. But before that, do a good research about the company. So this is one example of the stock that to show you that buying a good stocks can produce you huge returns, but you have to be patient with your investment. Just don't sell in panics, and if you have money, you can actually add more when the prices are down. So I think that's enough for today. And yeah, I would come up with more stocks, talk about more stocks. I haven't even discussed about this one a lot. I just gave you this example. This is how things do when you are doing like research and finding a good company, or good company, undervalued company, then eventually you are going to see good gains. So thank you for watching. I'll bring you more companies and I'll talk in details about other stock.